We are back, bringing you another week of Dreadzone Gaming as Dreadzone Gaming Olympus takes on Team Shadow. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're getting right into the draft already. We're seeing Ari taken away, Lulu taken away, and Tom Kench taken away tonight. I am joined by Zexel. Zexel, how you doing tonight, man?
Doing pretty good, I'd say myself. I mean, we're looking here at the Diana band. I've seen nothing but Diana players on TSF. It's a pretty obvious band coming out.
Absolutely. So, Dreadzone must have done their homework just a little bit here as, I don't think they've actually gotten to play it at all. This is actually going to be TSF's full roster coming in tonight, as we do see the Hecarim and Fury taken away as well. So we've seen Jarvan in the jungle, we've seen Olaf in the jungle, we've seen the Hecarim in the jungle. So, priority first pick on the Jinx. That does not surprise me at all. But what are some of the picks that you're really looking for in this first game as we get into this year's X?
I mean, it seems that TSF has been having a lot of priority on the Morgana pick because that seems to be working for them. But in my previous DZG games, they don't care if you pick Morgana. They're just gonna scale and win the game.
Well, talk about scaling right there, as we will see Mobster Penguin picking up the victor. This man has been an absolute monster on this champion. But not only is this a very strong scaling champion for DZG Olympus, but it's also a great takeaway from Q Comni Power, who has played 2 games of the victor, both victories versus Urgatum Academy. Going an impressive 14-4 on that champion as well. And actually joined by the misfortune here. I know we've seen a little bit more priority in this champion coming up. The Wombo combo offered with bullet time being available for the team is fantastic. I'd love to see something to really help set her up in this game. So that's one thing that I'm looking to hopefully see joined by the support in the next pick, maybe. As we do see the Jinx joined by a Thresh and still waiting on this third pick, and it's going to be a Corki. The current meta Corki Victor matchup, not a surprise at all, as Trundle will be coming into the jungle. So, how do you feel about the first 3 picks on either side right now, Zexel?
Yeah, I think that so far we have a really nice team fight comp going over for DZG. The Trundle, I mean, even shuts down the Thresh's tankiness and it's really good gank potential onto the Corki. It could also be flex top lane. We don't really know where that's going yet. But if we look over the Corki Victor, I mean, they're just going to scale and lane. And I mean, it's a bit boring, but there is a lot more scaling on TSF side, I'd say.
100%. Corki joining with Jinx, those 2 super late game hyper carries. So, what DZG really need to do is, find ways to utilize the misfortune to the early game advantage and then hopefully bring Victor in. Now, we still haven't seen the last 2 picks, but we are seeing a huge engage tool taken away from Octofu with the Malphite ban there. And then we're also seeing the Xinjiao ban coming in as well. So, I imagine we're probably going to see another jungle ban. This seems to be Dreadzone's focus in this second set. But I'd love to see a support pick come in here and then really get their counter matchup in the top lane. As I was wrong, it's going to be the Ornn coming in, which does really help with that late game scaling threat, taking away those ornaments here. So well played if that's something they were concerned about for sure.
I mean, if I'm looking over at DZG Olympus's comp, it actually looks like they're probably gonna look for the Jarvan steal, with them banning out the top laner instead. It works really well with their composition, and they've been having, or TSF has been having a lot of very good plays on it. Even though one of them is a loss, seems like they've been having a lot of.
Sure. And
Yeah.
one thing that Jarvan really offers a lot is that backline access. If you're able to get the flag and drag to interrupt the bullet time coming out of MF, that's absolutely huge. Denying that away from DC or from TSF. So it actually will be the support pick coming in, which is a little suspect just because I know you were talking about the Morgana priority earlier. Like, if they do get a Morgana here, then that's going to be a little boo boo, as Nautilus and a Morgana is not fun for the
Uh,
Nautilus, in my personal
there
opinion.
already is the Thresh picked in here
Oh,
for
yeah, never
TSF,
mind. I take that
but
back. Yep, 100%.
I mean, I still don't. I guess they don't really have their support, and they want to just save their either top or jungle pick for counter pick. And the Kindred comes in. That's a very hard scaling pick. I don't see any early game potential out of that, really.
No, they really just need to fasten their seatbelts and play for the late game 100%. And another thing that's going to be beautiful if the Kindred's able to pull it off, if Miss Fortune does get the good lineup, then she's able to just throw bullet time in there. And then also Gragas, the potential for him to utilize the cast to throw somebody out of the Kindred ult for the execute. That's also some potential for synergy there. But once again, Gragas going into the late game, so they really need to fasten their seatbelts with that comp and hold on to the late game. And now last pick coming in here for DZG. What do they want to take into the Gragas lane?
Yeah, I mean, I've been seeing that Gragas up top. I mean, it's been going the tank tier item. Seems really nice, and actually the Trundle does go up in the top lane against it, which is a really nice matchup, I think, for the Trundle. And they
So
put the
it might
Sejuani in
not.
the
This is
jungle.
still a flex pick for the side of DZG, as Octofu has historically played this in the past in the top lane. So I don't know if they're still aiming to take that into the top lane. It could definitely be an option for them, but the flexibility is still there for them. And so funny enough, we are seeing just in the chat, as we're in the lobby, that Inti Script is not too happy about the Sejuani pick, but definitely it's going to be fun to see as this boils down here. But now we see all 5 champions excel. Who are you really giving this one to?
I mean, I'm really liking Olympus's comp here. Even though they have the scaling and the Victor, it's still going to be able to survive throughout that Corki lane, like it does pretty much every game. But they have the early game and they have the team fight, the catchability with the Sejuani Nautilus and the Trundle. And I think that they can just outright win early game. And if, let's say, TSF gets past 25, 30 minutes, it'll be quite hard for them to get back into it.
Certainly. So, and yeah, if they're able to buckle on their seatbelts, it's going to be really hard for them to, or for DZG to win in the late game for sure. Um, but as it stands right now, like Dreadzone really have the ability to take that early game momentum, like you were saying. So I definitely love to see some fights around the dragon. Cooldown tracking, I think, is going to be so important here. That tracking the Kindred ult, positioning of the Gragas, teleports as well. It's going to be super important for all of this to boil out. So you giving DZG the upper hand on the draft. I'm a little scared in the late game for sure, but I definitely think that DZG have the tools that they need to pull this off for sure. Um, so what are some of the things that you're really looking for in the win conditions for either side here, Zexel?
I mean, if we're looking up over at Olympus, I really want to see this Misfortune Nautilus just pop off. They're up against the Jinx Thresh. Jinx has a little bit of fighting potential in the early game with her Q passive, but I don't think that's going to be enough against the Misfortune's huge burst with Nautilus's CC, and they even have the Sejuani CC to come and gank with to go on top of that.
Sure.
I don't think Kindred really can match up against that. And even we could see Sejuani go top lane, try to get the Gragas. Sejuani plus Nautil or Trundle is a super good duo to lock down somebody. I want to see the Trundle. I want to see him pull in front of the Gragas as he's dashing away and just stop him there, and he's just not able to run away anymore.
Just completely ruin his whole life. That would be absolutely hilarious. But it does look like you were right. Unless they do a trade, which is entirely possible, Octofu will be piloting the Trundle in the top lane, which I definitely think works a little bit better into the Gragas matchup, especially since Gragas, with his troll build, going into that tier, the Fimbulventher and everything else, he's able to really deny a lot of those tanky stats. And, it's Also going to be extremely reliant on the side of uh, Team Shadow and to hit tank denial items because they have that extremely tanky lineup that you were saying. So Jinx needs to go for the LDR to really deny some of this. But with that being said, any final thoughts before we head over into the spectate delay here, XL?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say that I really want to see some battle coming out of Olympus here, and hopefully they can take the win.
Oh, hell yeah. Well, with that said, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to head into our spectate delay. But real quick, I'm sure you've noticed we do have a new goal tracker here on the stream. That's right. This stream is actually being brought to you by Buff. So please go ahead, click on the link. If you post, I think it's what? Exclamation mark Buff? Yeah, exclamation mark Buff. Get a link, go ahead and download it. The cool app, you're able to actually make money, get gift certificates, maybe some riot points, and just play the games you love. So games like Apex, League of Legends. So please check it out. It supports DZG, and hey, that's what we like at the end of the day. So, ladies and gentlemen, we're heading to the spectate delay, and we'll go ahead and bring you the action here in just a few minutes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in the game and bringing the action as it looks like DZG is sending the five-man squad topside, but it looks like they're responding blue side with exactly the opposite move here. So not expecting too much shenanigans out of this. But so Zexel, we're in the game. We've seen the runes, seen the masteries, we've seen the summoner spells. Anything catching you by surprise here?
I think the biggest thing is the aftershock on Nautilus for me. I would have loved to see a glacial augment just to lock down the Jinx and get a lot more kill pressure in that lane,
Sure.
just so
So
Misfortune can get ahead early.
100%. Well, we are seeing the heal side for the Jinx and seeing the reply with the exhaust over on Neeble's Misfortune. So definitely going to be keeping an eye on the summoner spell usage as well. But the aftershock bringing in that tanky factor for the side of DZG, and they've also got it on the Sejuani, which is to be expected, especially since the Trundle is on their own side. So it's going to be a real uphill battle for the side of Team Shadow to really go ahead and get those tank kill items because they might not have the lockdown, but DCG are going to take a while to die, that is for sure. So nothing really too exciting happening out of that level 1, just an exchange of vision there. So what kind of breakpoints are you really looking for? Is there any specific lane you want to watch in the lane phase, objectives? What are your eyes on here, Zexel?
Well, I see here that bot lane, the Misfortune is actually going the longsword, which means I'd probably expect her to have cut down in her runes, giving her even more damage against the Jinx. Like, really looking for that highest possible kill lane threat.
Yeah,
Uh,
absolutely.
I do see that Sejuani did start bottom side, which is a bit unlucky for their team. I think they would have preferred her starting top and getting the roam down to bot lane for early gang, but it seems like they're just going to play it out for now.
Well, Inti Script is looking a little aggressive here, throws a hook, and it does go wide. So it looks like the side of Team Shadow and Frost want to play a little bit more aggressive here, and the trades to the top side going pretty much as we expected. Gragas sitting no mana, but it's chugging away on corrupting potions and his brews. So this man is literally drinking everything up there in the top lane. And I gotta point out, I've actually not seen this Misfortune skin before, but that green animation looks awesome. I'm sorry, CJ, if you're watching the stream, but that green animation looks really cool. So that is something to watch. I can't wait to see the bullet time on that skin. But yeah, just kind of in that low state right now. Everybody just farming, doing their things. And I mean, you look at the matchups here. You're gonna have the wet noodle fight unless Octofu really wants to go for something, which he's gonna be trading on, knowing that Gragas doesn't have any mana available. But I don't expect to see a kill. Maybe something with the Sejuani rolling up here, as we might look for it. But I don't know if he's in a great position. Shouldn't have mana for Body Slam, as we are also seeing the Kindred coming down here. But once again, the lane's just not in position. So both of these are going to fizzle out. Both junglers are going to get the Scuttle Crab. So, but hook goes wide. So yeah, nothing really to talk about. But the farming game does support the favor of TDFs. So, or TDF. So that is something to take note of here, in my opinion. So.
I mean, if we're looking down at the farm right now, it looks like all lanes are pushing pretty hard.
Oh
Is
no,
he going for the
October going in
dive?
and he
Oh, he
flashes
flashes out.
backwards. As hey, I think if he flashed out of the tower, it certainly would have been his death. But yeah, no, DZG coming up on the side of the farm game, but I'm talking about just the long-term effects. If nothing really happens, then
Yeah,
the waiting game is in TDF's favor, in my opinion.
yeah, we do see that happening if we just let the game stay still and just let it happen. But I mean, as we see top lane, Trundle getting a huge farm lead. He didn't actually get the wave under the tower, which is a bit unfortunate for him. And Gragas just able to TP back in and get that wave.
And
But
it's not like they can really pressure an objective up there. But we do have Dragon spawning in about 30 seconds. And the early game pressure you'd have to imagine would favor DZG a little bit here. But no backs have come in really except for except for the top laners. So, and we have Thresh backed as well. But actually, no, he did not. I take that back. So nothing too exciting going to be happening. I don't think that they're really going to instantly look to start this objective unless they're able to get some sort of gank off here. But the side of DZG just does not have the wave or the lane pressure in the bot lane for this objective. So it's going to be interesting to see what team really wants to pull the trigger on this objective first. And it does look like it'll be the Kindred, as we are seeing a little bit of bot lane fight, but it's just going to be a little bit of damage coming out to Kubomi. He is tanky. He does hit the hook. One anti-script, 2 flashes out now. Damage going on to Manny Man Rocks, but I think Kindred, no, still going to be looking at the Dragon now. Jinx firing back on, but it will not be enough. His power over Ethernet's coming into the mid lane. Valkyrie out automatically, but he does follow it up. I think that was his flash, but no, it was not his flash. But it was not enough to take down Q Comedy Power. So a lot of stuff happening, but nobody drops, as I think this still will be the first Drake going over side of TDF.
Yeah, we could say that was a bit unfortunate for Olympus here. They got the Thresh really, really low. They just weren't able to collect on any of these kills in mid or bottom, and Kindred just sat there taking the dragon the whole time.
Yeah. So it was 100% a free objective, and the only thing that DZG really got out of it was a flash from the support. They weren't even able to get the Corky's flash, as he was just able to use Valkyrie to get out. And it was a little bit of a cheeky look for power over Ethernet to try to connect up the damage, but I mean, it's Sejuani, and you're not really able to maximize the passive off with just a ranged mid laner there. So super unfortunate for DZG, but hey, they're still coming out good on the farm game here, as they've generated a 600 gold lead just from their farming here, which you do like to see if you're a DZG fan, that's for sure.
Yeah, I'd like to see a bit more aggression out of them. I think Sejuani's playing a bit too passive. I mean, she's just trying to outfarm. She's stolen a couple camps from Kindred. Kindred stole 1 camp from her, so she's a bit ahead. But I'd like to see more ganks go off and try to get this misfortune ahead. I think it would really favor DZG.
Yeah, certainly. Well, this could also be a case of, wait till those 6 come, or level 6s come in. You get so much access to a lot of power here for the side of DZG. Nautilus bullet time coming out of Meeble, I feel is a lot more decisive than the Super Mega Death Rocket and Fox coming out of the Thresh. And then you also have the X Factor of the Glacial Prison coming over Power Ethernet. I agree with you. I think there should be a lot more aggression free level 6, but it could be what they are waiting for, if I had to just take a guess.
Yeah, they do have some big ultimates here on the side of DCG, so they might just be waiting for that, like, that stepping stone to just instantly just pop the enemy.
Certainly, but Q Comedy Power might be looking for something. She does have access to the Kindred here, might look to Valk over the wall. Young Newt looking, but I think he's going to fizzle out. His Power over Ethernet is reading it on the opposite side. He does go over the wall. It is Kubomi coming here in the mid lane. He throws the hook, but it does not connect. Meeble came up as well, and once again, we're just seeing these plays fizzle out, and that will be Manny Man Rocks and Script just able to get a lot down here. Might be able to get a plate as they see this control ward, and I think it's going to stop Meeble from walking forward. He should feel pretty safe. Hook does not connect. So, yeah, everything fizzes out. He set their focus on the Rift Herald. So, once again, Hang's just kind of coming to a game of inches, but nothing's coming to fruition, as this gold lead is actually pretty much evened out. It's non-existent now in XL.
Yeah, hopefully DDG is able to get this Rift Herald and do something with it. I think that they need to start getting some gold somewhere. I mean, we just see Misfortune hit level 6 and Sejuani's dinging 6, so I'd love to see her play bot side.
Well, Hook does connect on the Neeple here, and the Jinx traps are out. He flashes over those, throws out the bullet time. NT Script is taking a lot of damage, but will it be enough? Now, Kubomi is going to be the target, but Young Newt is down here on the bot side. He's ticking first blood over to Kubomi, as now he's going to be the target, as Young Newt is down here. Throws the Hook to get out, but will the damage follow up? Super Mega Death Rocket does connect, and Jinx will pick up the return kill. That is going to be 1 kill going to either side. Kubomi picking up 1. Manny Man Rocks, and I think Zexel, that's going to be in the favor of TDF in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, they're able to shut down the Misfortune and get her super low, forcing her to even base and lose that wave that Jinx pushes in.
Oh no, ultimate coming out now onto Victory or Learn. He does not have access to the body slam, and it will be Octofu taking down Victory Learn from Gragas in the top lane. Sorry to interrupt, but that was well played, Octofu.
Yeah, that solo kill out top lane is going to get them a real good lead up there. The Sheen start, just super massive against the Gragas, who's actually rushing Lost Chapter.
Yeah, so the Lost Chapter is a little questionable. Do you think he's maybe going for the AP route? Maybe, but you have so much AP damage coming in with Corky, is it worth? As now we're seeing some action here. NT Script brought Young Newt over the wall, and now Mobster Penguin is going to be fighting in the 2v1. He has a lot of damage out as that Chaos Storm goes down. He flashes the hook, will not get the heal for the Kindred ultimate, but he is now turning his sights on the Young Newt, who is able to get away. So that was well played, Mobster Penguin, staying calm, cool, collected, and just able to turn that around and almost picking up a kill for himself. So, break that down for me. Anything exciting that I didn't cover there, but you know there's so much going on here as DZG is posturing once again. Young Newt now the target did not have access to the ultimate, and Nebo will get that kill. I think that was the Q coming through. Mobster Penguin now fighting Victory Alert here in the mid lane, but he once again just hits that gravity field and gets out. Kabomi now here in the mid lane might look for something, but I think they're just going to shove this wave as Dragon will be up in 5 seconds. TDF does not have access to a Dragon, and DZG just blowing it up with a 1k gold lead and looking to some objectives. Now, Power over Ethernet is down here in the bot lane. Might be some follow-up action, but I think it will just be the Lantern to get him out to safety. DZG looking still aggressively here in this bot lane as Victory Alert is trying to fight off Octofu from taking things on his tower. Throws out the cast, but it will just be Octofu getting shoved away. I think that is the Corki package on him now is EDF are going to be back here in time to contest this objective, XL.
Sorry about that. My headphones broke, but it looks like they're actually going for another fight.
Yeah, it will be the fight. Bullet time comes over the top, but it will not do much, as that will also be the Kindred ultimate negative. It will not be, as Power Ethernet does go down. Valkyrie comes through and actually broke the CC. 2 Comedy Power on top of his fortune. Nebo falls. Kabomi falls, and that is 3 kills going over to the side of TDF. Octofu doing everything he can to get this tower, but he took tower aggro, and that is not what he wanted. So much action there, just broke down, and DZG lost members, lost the Drake, got a little bit of gold back in their pocket at the side, or top side, but not enough as their gold lead just evaporated. Hook comes out on the Mobster Penguin, and Q Comedy Power going forward, and he will get the kill on the Mobster Penguin. That is Corki sitting at 2-0, and he is feeling mighty comfortable as he's now sitting on a bounty.
Yeah, there seems to be so much action going on here in the mid game, and it's not even coming out of the team that we were expecting. It's actually blue side who's making all the plays. I'd like to see Octofu taking something back, trying to get the 1v1 in top lane, but it's unfortunate that he's not able to get the tower and dive the Gragas.
Yeah, certainly, and it looked like that's absolutely what he wanted to do, and I don't know if he just overestimated the Herald's damage there, but he kind of didn't wait for the charge, he kind of just started smacking the Gragas around, and then next thing you know, he took tower aggro, and yeah, he's your strong point of the map, he's sitting 1-0. Granted, yeah, your bot lane is the scaling, or not the scaling bot lane, it's the early game bot lane as we're seeing action here on the top side. Octufo just going for the tower, and now shifting the sights on the Young Noob. I expect it will be, oh my god, Octofo, you madman, as he does take down Young Noob. It did cost him his life, but hey, you get that first tower, you get that kill in return in the 2v1, you have to feel good about that one.
Yeah, it's looking real good for Octofu. He takes down the tower and then gets the kill back. I mean, he's making up for what's going on down in the bot lane, even though the blue side is able to stack the dragons. I think that if they can get some more tower pressure out of him, it'll be real good.
Well, Kabomi looked for it, and he's still looking for it as he throws the ultimate out. Glacial Prison will throw out, but it does not connect. Many-Man Rocks taking a good bit of damage, but it actually will be NC Script who gets focused, but he goes gold. Great kill over on a Kubami. Actually, not even trade kills. He didn't die, but NC Script with a perfectly timed stopwatch. Yeah, call that man a watchmaker because he did what he needed to do. Bot lane of TDF doing work here and turning around that 2v3. And DZG just missed the elements that they needed to follow up, but they just kept going. They did not connect with the hook, they didn't connect with Glacial Prison, but they're still looking for here. Power of Ethernet coming back down on the Man-to-Man Rocks, and he is tanking, but will it be enough? As Nebo is trying to get back into this fight, the double up does not actually connect. Now, it will be NC Script and Man-to-Man once again looking. They have Young Luke down here. He has access to the ultimate, and I don't know if they might look for this tower dive, but DZG need to hightail it out of here, as that just did not go in their favor at all. And another thing to consider, too, as we look at the itemization here, Misfortune just now completed the kill. At no point in time did they have the item advantage down there on the bot lane. Jinx had access to the Kraken Slayer during that fight, and all Nebo had was that Noon Quiver. It just was not enough to be able to pull the trigger on that play. And especially if you don't connect the skills that you need to connect. Sure, Bullet Time came out and did a lot of damage, but it wasn't on the target that you were prioritizing. It was on Inti Script, who is a little bit tankier than the Jinx, and once you didn't have that damage come out, and so, yeah, just things not going there well for DZG. Now it's going to be Kabomi and Monster Penguin here trying to do something in the mid lane, but that Jinx is just doing absolute work with those rockets now. Enables, I'm sorry, not the Jinx, the Corki. Now it will be damage coming out here on the Omni Power. Power Ethernet goes over the wall, but it will not be enough as Mobster Penguin's going to have to recall. 4 members strong here for the side of TDF in mid lane. I have to imagine they're going to be able to get a lot of pressure on them. Just kind of rotate wherever they want to get priority. But any thoughts here, Zenzo? As actually, hold on, it might be Man Rock sitting with no mana. Power over Ethernet does connect with Glacial Prison this time. Full time comes out, and it will be a lot of damage over on the Evil, but he does get the shutdown kill, and that's going to be absolutely huge for him. As Kubomi doing everything he can to survive in this mid lane, as Duke Omni Power is pumping damage on this Corki with just a TNF.
Yeah, it does look like that Gale Force finish was super key right there for the Misfortune to secure that kill and not die.
Oh, absolutely. I thought it was still going to be a little bit dangerous here. Monster Penguin does get hit with the hook, and it's going to be 3 members here. Monster Penguin under the tower, and he will go down. It will be Young Nuke dropping the ultimate to save NT Script here. And, you know, TDF just making it look dirty. We thought the early game was going to be in the favor of DZG, but it has gotten out of their grasp, as it's an 800 gold sitting here for TDF. Break coming up in 20 seconds, and there's already 2 of them on the scoreboard here for that TDF effect, though.
Yeah, it looks like NT Script has the thresh hooks down. He's hitting everything I've seen out of him. I'm really liking how this is going for them. I don't know what DZG can do to get back into this.
Well, they're going to have to figure something out here. Oh, TSF, sorry. TSF, my apologies. But we are going to see some posturing here for this objective, but it will be the vision ward, or the control ward there, and even with that there, they're still poking him out. Corki Rocket's just doing absolute work in the scouting game. Octofu is going to be the man to try to bring him back, as he drops the Herald and goes back onto Victory Alert. Will it be enough damage? I don't know. But yeah, so he's going to look for something here. Maybe he's just running for the tower. The Demolish coming out, tower down. Now he's going to shift his focus over here on the Victory Alert. Fight breaking out the bot lane. Young Newt is low, and it will actually now be Nevil just caught in an awkward position. Now jumping back to the top lane fight. Tofu has no mana. NC Script hits another hook. Nevil is going to go down, as he will be taken down by Man Rocks. Now damage coming out from the side of DZG, and it will take down NT Script, but will it be enough to really turn around and get much more? That was the Dragon going over the side of TSF. And, you know, they're still looking at a very comfortable position, as they are now on slow point. Mobster Penguin here looking to trade, but it is not going over his favor. DZG looking for anything they can do to get back in this game.
Yeah, when we first glanced over at that fight on the Dragon, I thought that was super in TSF's side, and then all of a sudden, that Sejuani and Nautilus were just able to peel the Misfortune to do just enough damage and take out the Thresh and Jinx, and it was actually a really good trade for them, but we see Corki just ends up getting the kill onto Victor on the back end.
Yeah, so it's not looking good for DZG. We wanted to really see them come up with the early snowball and try to utilize the Misfortune to their advantage. And not let the enemy team get their scaling win condition. Now the scaling win condition is really looking strong. A 4-2 Jinx, a 3-0 Corki, and mid lane tower now falling to really open up the map. But it's going to be Young Noodle on top of Nevil here, and it's going to be Nevil falling. There was not too much of a question on that. So how do you think DZG can bring this one back?
I think that they just gotta play the vision game better. They gotta stall out these fights and around the objectives and just let Octofu go ham on those towers. I mean, he's got the 1v1 down, he's got the towers down. I mean, he's trying to go for another tower dive here under the Gragas. He's just walking through everything.
I think it works out in his favor.
It's looking good. It's looking good for Octofu up in this Trundle pick.
Well, yeah, he's definitely performing, but the rest of DZG really need to find a way to use that to their advantage. He's able to get pressure in the side lanes, but Young Newt's just running down power over Ethernet now. And that damage is not to be trifled with. So that's 2 Kraken Slayers. We talked about that tank killing, and the side of TSF has it.
Yeah, I think we were pretty much expecting that off the Jinx and the Kindred. They were going to be able to shred the tanks on 1 or 2 items pretty easily. And, I mean, when your tanks don't really have items, it's pretty easy to shred through them. It does look like they tried to get they try to collapse on the Trundle, and he just walks it out.
Yeah, which is great because this gives DZG now time to go for this tower. Now, one thing I kind of want to bring to your attention is Corky's about to finish that tier item. This is going to be ever so more lethal. As Octofu now fighting on the young noob here, ultimate pop will give enough time for Instant Script to get down here. Lantern thrown out, and Tofu did not have a ward to be able to stop that one, or maybe just didn't think about it at the time. As that will be a hook connecting with power over Ethernet. I think he's going to fall, and he does. Two Comedy Power on a rampage. The trade kill going over to Instant Script, but I think that's a trade they're comfortable with. Now, Monster Penguin being the target here. Victory Alert looking, and it will be the ultimate coming out of Victor here to dissuade some further aggression. But, you know, a 1-for-1 trade, and Nash is on the table here. I don't know if either team's going to look for it, but a jungle trade for a support trade. I think TSF feels good with that one, Zexo.
Yeah, I think that they want to try to stay away from these big old team fights and just try to, like, zone them out with the Misfortune E and Victor. I don't think that the team fights are what they need right now.
Oh no, but Young Noob's looking forward, and he does get damage on the Kabomi. I think it will be enough as he does a hook to get out. Super Mega Death Rocket connects, but it was not enough. So DZG escaping by the skin of their teeth on that one. Sketch moments for sure. Sketch moments for sure. But the gold lead, I mean, it's telling a little bit of a different story than what we're seeing. But, you know, we look at the scaling advantages, and it's a little scary.
Yeah, I'd imagine that like a lot of the gold lead is up in that top lane on the Trundle.
Yeah, well, we're seeing it right now. He is
4,000 gold.
Astronomically ahead.
Hopefully we can get the Victor back onto some gold, and we can get Victor back into the game so they can actually survive through these team fights with some damage.
Well, I think we know what the next fight's going to break out here, as that was an insane gravity field coming down, locking up so many members. Young Noob's going to be ticking, and he won't fall. Power over Ethernet gets that kill. Teleport coming in now for Trundle. He's going to be joining the fight. Into Script throws a hook. Connects with Nautilus. Bomi is ticking low. Hitman Rock's doing everything he can to get that kill. Two Omni Power picks it up with the back end. Octofu goes forward, picks up Victory Alert. Damage now coming out on the Omni Power, and he will fall. Evil gets that kill. Now it's Octofu versus Jinx. Can she kite it out? This man is so strong. Smacks with the club, and that will be a triple kill for Octofu. DZG, 4 members surviving, and an ace in their pockets, and they do take that break to delay the soul.
That was a game-changing team fight for Olympus here. The Victor field into the Trundle zoning off 3 of them, able to chase down each one of them one at a time, the pole stopping them. I think if they continue to play these team fights, well, if they continue to play these team fights and they play them in the corridors like that, I think they're just going to have a wonderful time.
Certainly, and that combination is so strong as now we're seeing the fight here in the mid lane, and Octofu just smacks everybody that he wants. That Hull Breaker doing so much for him, and Kindred ult just, he doesn't care, he's just smacking him down. To Octofu sitting at 7-1. This man, if we had to pick an MVP right now for the side of DZG, we gotta give it to him.
Yeah, I think that's pretty obvious. But over on the other side, I see the Ludens is almost coming through for Corky. I think that they need to play the poke game a little bit better, and then they can, in order for them to continue this lead, they need to, like, I say lead, they're actually behind.
Well, we're seeing the Valkyrie go forward now, and it's going to be Kabomi who's in between a rock and a hard place. The cast gets him a little bit more out to comfort, and it will be PoE also escaping with his life. So they had the moment right there to pull the trigger, and I thought it looked great, but it was just TSF's execution just was not there. And I don't know if Victory Alert has played this Gragas at all, but these casts have not been looking clean. Octofu just running Forky down now here in the jungle, smacking him. Pillar comes out. That will be Q Comedy Power Splash, but Octofu might be in a little bit of trouble here because he's going to have to run this out. He has no support from the rest of his team as they're trying to maybe catch up with him. Super Mega Death Rocket, I think, connects, and he is sitting extremely low. I think the only thing he can do now is waste time as he's recalling in their base at XL. He flashes out, I think, to buy some more time. He actually might be able to run this one out. No, Q Comedy Power is here, and Octofu, I think, will fall. DZG, with that time, I think, are now focusing on that bot lane tower, but that was certainly a chase for the Aegis. Now, we're seeing the Glacial Prison come out, and a lot of damage goes on. People on a killing spree as they will take down Young Noob, and that is what DZG needed with that time.
Yes, I do like to see DZG making time with this Trundle, being 1v5 chased around the map. They're pushing up mid and bottom at the same time, and they're able to get the pick, but it looks like they're being engaged on.
Victory Alert is now looking in. He does hit the cast onto Power Ethernet, but was not the key target. Evil in the backline trying to do as much damage as he can, and he is now on a rampage. He's now setting his sight. Double kill onto Evil. It will be Thresh falling as well. DZG are now going to be focusing down this inhib. There are long death timers. 30 seconds on Many Man Rocks, 30 seconds on the Victory Alert. DZG need to figure out what they want, as I think they're just going to walk this one out and take the inhib and feel pretty good about it. You think they should have taken their or more their XL?
I would have thought so, but like, up against the Corki, it's super hard. He's got so much wave clear. I don't think they're going to be able to do anything. They're just going to get chunked out and forced to recall. It's better off they get their recalls in. They take enemy jungle camps. Get as much as they can.
And that's exactly what they chose to do here. As the side of TSF, or they've got 2 more minutes to really pressure for that Soul Drake, and Nash is still on the table. So what do they need to do to get back in this game? Because I feel it slipped away from them.
Yeah, I think that specifically their ADC's positioning is a bit off. I just saw last team fight. He ran past the enemy's front line to try to auto-attack the Misfortune and just kind of got clobbered, as they say. It did not look like the best thought process.
And we saw it in the team fight before when he was trying to get the last few hits onto Power over Ethernet's Sejuani there. He was positioning really far forward to try to get it. I think he's really aiming to get that passive, but your passive doesn't do you any good. That's for sure. So positioning. It is the crux of an AD carry. We still got a minute over here on this Infernal Drake, and that is still available as both teams are just kind of farming it out and maybe looking for some crucial items. So I think that might be close to an LDR here for Jinx. That's going to be a huge item if she's able to get it positioned effectively, and she does complete its XL.
Yeah, I think that in order for DZG to actually continue this strength that they're coming with, the second wind in the game, they have to actually keep Trundle in the side lane. I don't think that it's working with them team fighting with him having the Hull Breaker. It just loses so much stats, it's not worth it.
Oh, Person does connect on a 2 Comedy Power, but it will be the Kindred ultimate coming out to save his life. He steps out of it, and he dies! He did not get the hill. Now damage coming out of the Young Newt, he gets stunned up, and he will fall. Neeple is dominating, and I think DZG have what they need. They no longer have the wave clear if you decide to TSF from the Corki. DZG might just be looking to end this game. It will be Octopu into this top side. Does take the tower. Now he's going to be sitting here 1v3 as he gets on a man-to-man Rocks, who is forced to flash out. Octopu doing so much work. He's looking like he's having a little hard time picking his targets, but it's the side of DZG in the bot lane just smashing through this base. They get the tower. You have to think the inhib's going to fall out. 18 seconds now on the Corki. You think this is going to be this game, Zach?
I mean, we're looking at the death timers. They got 10 seconds. I don't think they can do much. I think they can just triple inhib. Anything more might be a bit much.
Well, tell that to Octopu, who's just starting to smack some of the Nexus towers, and I think he got called off by his team there. He takes it almost down by himself with like 3 auto attacks. And the side of DZG is just probably going to look for either this, probably for this Nash now.
Yeah, I'd like to see them go for the Nash, but I think that the Kindred can maybe make something up here. I mean, she's just got onto her armor pen item. She could maybe just shred through the tanks and play front to back. I think that's what TSF needs to do here in order to make something out of this game. We see Corki getting caught.
Now, 2 Comedy Power is now going to get engaged on by Power over Ethernet. He has the stun going out. Monster Penguin is here, and he will die. DZG, what do you want to do now as we're seeing, I think, 3 recalls being channeled? I think Mobster Penguin stopped his, going to push on this bot lane. And they might just reset and go for an all-out push here onto this Nash.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think they actually need the Victor to go back there. I think they actually could just keep Victor in bot lane and look for the 4-man Baron. And actually, Trundle also looks for a reset, but Trundle has TP, so it's not as bad.
I think if they send any amount of people, like 3 to 4 people to go contest this Nash, if they choose to do it, Trundle just teleports into the base and ends the game. That Hull Breaker is so strong. Trundle is so strong. He's just going to eviscerate objectives if he so chooses. But this Nash will start to just absolutely disintegrate, as it's going to be the side of TSF just doing everything they can to hold off these double super waves. But Super Mega Death Rocket coming out. Foamy is in the wrong spot, but it does not matter, as that will be a DZG Nash for sure. Seeing recalls channeled out, and you have to imagine that this game ends soon. But I'd love to see one more just absolute bloodbath of a fight. We're seeing the teleports being channeled now. Here's XL. Uh,
I
Hopefully you're right
think
about that positioning.
I think TSF doesn't have a strong enough front line with Gragas actually building quite a AP heavy build.
Sure. We do see Glacial Person connect, and it will be damage going all out on to Young Newt, who instantly pops the ultimate. Duke Comedy Power manages to take the Valkyrie out with the ult, or not only Soul P1, and then tries to get some damage in the backline, but Monster Penguin goes on a killing spree, and D-Script now on the chopping block, and you have to imagine he falls as Octoku takes him down. Nebo flashing into the faces of the enemy team. No cares given, but hey, you might want to care a little bit. Tower's on you, bud. Victory Learn goes gold, but he will fall. And D-Script leaves the game. DZG set their focus onto the Nexus, and it will go tick, tick, boom, as DZG take game 1 versus Team Shadow.
Yeah, I don't think that was the way we expected them to win, but they seem to have just fought through that very calm early game and was able to take out this one.
It was just super funny because I mean the team identities that we talked about seemed to they had their team identities with the draft, but they were like doing cosplays of each other throughout that game. TSF coming up super strong with the mid to early game, and then DZG just pulling up the scaling late game team fights with just an absolute load of damage on their members. I mean, look at some of these damage charts coming in as we do our best to look at them as Riot Client is still MVP of the year. But anything just blow you away if you're able to look at some of these graphs here, Zexel.
I mean, I have no idea how to read this without anything. I'm a bit just blind because it's a bit buggy.
Sure.
But
Well,
I think something that
5 and 4, the 5 and 4 is going to be your Corki, and then I think the 5 and 5 was going to be your Jings. So looking at some of these numbers, there seemed to be more damage coming out of TSF. It's just the execution wasn't there, and the members of DZG were just so tanky.
I mean, I think it's gonna happen anyways because DZG just had such a tankier comp versus TSF, and they're just gonna have higher damage output numbers, even though they're not able to get and finish off those kills, especially on that Trundle.
Yeah, that man was just running around for days, absorbing so much damage. But ladies and gentlemen, that was game 1. We're going to be bringing you the game 2 draft hopefully very soon. We'll talk about some draft adaptations that we want to see. Stick around. We'll be bringing you that shortly.
Welcome back, guys. Let's get into this draft. Right here, we see instantly the Trundle gets banned away. We're not letting Octofu on that again. And we're seeing the same bans, other than that, the Lulu, the Diana, the Hecarim, the Ahri. Just taking out these really strong picks. And the Zeri again. And the Jinx first pick again from TSF. Last game, we didn't really see Manny actually able to do much on that, other than early game.
Well, we're
And
also
they're
hoping that Manny positions a little bit better this time too on that champion.
Yeah, and we see over here they actually follow up with the same pick, another Victor on DZG's side. I think they're just confident in it.
Well, I mean, if it's not broke, don't fix it, right? So, Mobster Penguin had a little bit of I wouldn't even say a rough start. He just had a lot of pressure on him, and nothing really happened. But he was able to just turn around and do an absolute load of damage. But this will be actually the Jarvan coming in here for the side of TSF, and we saw that, they really wanted to prioritize that pick, and makes sense since they weren't really able to get into the backline that well. Followed up by a Leona. That is not a hot tub I want to be in, Sexo.
That does not look like a fun team fight for DZG. I mean, if the J4 finds anything or the Leona finds anything on Victor or Misfortune, actually it seems like they're swapping out the Leona for a Corki just to confirm that mid matchup. They don't want to give up the Corki pick.
Can't really blame him either. I mean, Duke Omni Powers Corki was doing, however, the rest of his team were just getting caught, positioning poorly. So coming in, the Corki damage with the Tiamat, especially if Jarvan's able to quote unquote help and lock everybody into the Cataclysm, then that's a good combination. But it will look like DZG might want to take away the Thresh from the side of TSF here.
Yeah, that Thresh is actually a very contested pick between the two supports. And actually, last second, swap it over to the Poppy. I actually don't know where this could be going. It could be top, jungle, or even support, depending on the matchup.
Well, that is a fantastic pickup, as it does deny the Jarvan's Flag and Drag. It does deny the baseline Valkyrie. Now, Zexel, I don't know if does it deny the empowered Valkyrie with the package.
I would think that it doesn't. But I cannot confirm that. I don't play Corki enough. Can't tell you if it's unstoppable or not. But I myself am a fan of this Poppy pick. It is very underutilized, I feel, in most play, and it looks like they follow with the Leona ban against TSF, who was hovering it. Maybe they shouldn't have hovered it.
Well, it will be the Leona Malphite going on that chopping block, like you said, and the Malphite joining the not getting his stay of execution, which fantastic engage tool. And like I'm with you. I don't know where this Poppy is going, but I'd have a feeling, knowing how much Power Over Ethernet loves this pick, it's probably going into the jungle. But I've been wrong before, and I love to see flex picks. It's always fun, except for when I look like a complete idiot like last game and thought that the Sejuani was going top. So Jen does join the ban table here, and it's gonna be red side pick now, Zek. So what do you really want to see coming out of either side here to show up these drafts?
I want to see some nice counter engage from their support pick, and the Alistar is exactly what I'm thinking about. Something to basically just drop on the TSF's picks as soon as they can block the engage from them with the Poppy.
Well, you got your wish. Alistair's Headbutt can be a great tool if utilized correctly. I would like to see a little bit of dive friendlies with the Jarvan. Just playing devil's advocate for TSF here. I mean, Corki Valkyrie over top, and an Ornn could do it. Call in the Ornhorn and just absolutely layer up with what TSF wants to do. That is a fantastic pick. But once again, you're picking an Ornn into Poppy. If she's ever near that Ornn, he doesn't get that ult off Sexo.
Yeah, he can't actually recast his ultimate to get the Ornhorn down. But down in this last pick, we'd get the support pick. I would have assumed the Thresh either way. I don't know if DZG just forgot about the pick. They were hovering it to steal it, and yeah, it just goes back into the hands of TSF support. And over on DZG, the Gwen
it's
top
in.
lane.
It's going to be the Gwen coming out from Octofu here, which I love seeing this champion. And, if Octofu plays game 2 like he played game 1, he's going to be an absolute menace to society here. But, man, Thoughts on that? Gwen picks XL.
I think Gwen is a super strong champion. I actually think she's really, really strong against Ornn in this matchup. She can literally dodge his Q if he's not super close to her, and she's just able to kite the Ornn around lane, just not even able to touch him.
Certainly, and if Ornn ever pulls the horn for a long range engage, she hits W and nothing happens. Complete fizz out. So
Yeah,
well picked in my opinion from the side of DZG. And it looks like, in my personal opinion, I'd love to hear your thoughts, that TSF made no adaptations. DZG felt comfortable running a lot of stuff back, but the adaptations that they did make were a lot stronger, and I think they're even more well poised from just a draft perspective to
yeah,
take this game.
yeah. I think DZG was more thinking about what they wanted to go into TSF's new comp, which is TSF's comp's pretty much almost the exact same. They just swapped their top and jungler, and DZG basically did the same thing. They just have some counter engage, some counters to the TSF's engage, and they still have that really hard scaling, hard winning 1v1 top laner in the Gwen to go up against this Ornn. I mean, I'm just seeing a lot of pressure in top lane now with how Octofu was playing last game. I don't know what to expect.
Certainly. Well, I was a little harsh with my previous statement. I think TSF did make some adaptations, right? The Ornn really strengthens the late game scaling with ornaments coming in. And hey, this top laner, victory alert, right? He didn't get his victory game one, and that's probably because he went with AP Gragas when the team really needed any sort of frontline in that last matchup. But now he's going Ornn. And if I see an AP Ornn XL, I might scream.
I think that would make my day, but I don't think that they're gonna go AP Ornn here.
He just one-shot somebody with a portal. Everything's fine. Ignore it. Assassin Ornn. But, I
But
mean, so the adaptation coming in from them, they will at least have a front line. And if they're
yeah,
able to position properly, it could look different in the team fights.
they do have nice frontline, but actually, this game I'm seeing a lot of lackluster in their early game. The only really early game champion they have here is the Jarvan, and is that going to be enough for them with the Poppy and Alistair counterpart?
Well, we do look at the last game and said, hey, they have no early game. And then they're actually the ones with the tempo throughout most of the early game. Got the first 3 Drakes, we're winning all the early fights when we thought it wasn't going to happen. So I won't count them out for the early to late or early to mid game, but it's that late game that I think we're really going to have to keep an eye on. And DZG coming in with a lot stronger late game tools with the Gwen, still with the Victor here. It's I don't know, just based on historical data, I'm looking very favorably upon DZG for game 2.
Yeah, it's understandable, and even with the misfortune, the early game pick being able to scale out of laning phase against the Jinx, and just able to dominate on like 2 to 3 items with her lethality, and max out the burst damage. I mean, I think that just pure damage wise, DZG has it until very, very late game.
Well, I'm always down to see some absolute clown fests. For a game 2, once DZG has a little bit of that buffer zone. Being a DZG fan for obvious reasons, I want them to be able to take the series away. I'd love some excitement here. Maybe make it a series. Who knows? It'd be fun to see. But yeah, we're not seeing anything crazy with the trades. I didn't expect to. Jungle Gwen would be very interesting and disappointing. But any final thoughts that you want to get out of here, Zex or Zexel, before we head into break?
I want to see Kabumi do all the Alistair roams. I want to see him take control of this game, and I want to see him and Power over Ethernet just dominate the lanes.
Well, we saw a little bit of that last game, but you heard it, Kabumi. If you're listening, go ahead, get a little bit of that Mad Cow disease going on and just start going around the map doing what you do. But, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head into a quick spectate delay. In the meantime, please check out Buff. Go ahead and type in !Buff in the chat. Download that. Help us out a little bit here. And, hey, it's for a good cause. It keeps the stream going. If it entertains you, then might as well keep doing it. So, ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, go ahead, get a drink, grab some popcorn, and we'll be bringing you the action in just a few minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back bringing you into game 2 of DZG Olympus versus Team Shadow. And we are seeing just another 5-man rush coming out of Team Shadow, but it will be DZG with a 5-man fan out. So hopefully nobody gets picked in this. They do have access to uh, a thresh hook, and that's about the extent of it. As DZG will see or assess this one out with Monster Penguin in the mid lane. But he
The
does
hook
quit
actually
with
connects.
the hook, and he is forced to flash. So that is going to be mid lane without that flash for 6 minutes here. Zexel, we're now in the game. We saw the little bit of action. Any thoughts here on any summoner spells or rune choices that you see coming in?
Yeah, I mean everything seems pretty good on the side on both sides. I mean we're looking at the Bruiser J4. He's probably not gonna go full damage. We wouldn't expect that against a Poppy. But actually that mid lane flash, I want to see Jarvan gank mid now. I want to see an early fights in mid lane. I want to see him go for the kill on that Victor without flash. I want to see him punish it.
Certainly, and we all know that Jarvan loves to go for that the red buff into an immediate level 2 gank, but DZG here with a little bit of a cheeky play. They do get the damage out on Demanding Man. He's going to tick down, but it was not enough. His hook does now come out on an Evil, and he's going to be in a little bit of a dangerous position here. He does kite that one out. No summoner spells used on either side, and it was just a little bit of an awkward fight as like DZG, I think, thought they had a lot more damage than they actually did, and a well-played hook coming out from Inti's script to kind of turn that back around and get a lot of damage out. I didn't see if that next one connected, but yeah, that was something to see for sure.
Yeah, I actually just looked at the inventories here. I don't know if it's normal for the Victor to go Cole start or the Ornn to go Tier start. I mean, both mid laners have Cole. It's a bit more normal on Corki, I feel like. And Ornn is Tier. I don't know if they practiced this. It seems a bit awkward.
Well, I mean, we did see his itemization coming in last game was a little less than desirable, as that's going to be a well-placed trade from Octofu onto Victory there. But yeah, I don't know. I personally wouldn't go for a tier start, but hey, you're able to get the mana sustain, especially since we saw his Gragas last time. That's going to be a flash coming up from the threat of that ignite from the Gwen, and Octofu just already establishing dominance for XL.
Yeah, I would have expected the Dorn's shield to probably be better here. A lot more sustain against the Gwen, who's just going to constantly get free auto attacks, and it actually looks like Poppy wants to go for a dive.
Well, Power Over Ethernet pops the debut, but it was too early. He gets the stun out, but it doesn't matter. Power Over Ethernet, first blood, into Victory Alert Thorn. And once again, top lane shop has been set up, and it's not in favor of TSF, that's for sure. But well played, Power Over Ethernet.
After last game with Octofu dominating, I think we got a lot in store here with first blood going up there.
Well,
actually, the assist wasn't picked up.
Oh no, he didn't get the assist, so that does feel a little bad, and doesn't look like he got that much in the CS department either. As Jarvan's going to be hovering bot side here, XL. He will be spotted out with that ward, and I think it's just going to fizzle out. But oh man, that does feel bad for Octofu. A lot of that early advantage not going in his favor. But I think somebody needs to call up Victory Alert and let him know that Wednesday, yeah, she auto attacks. But she's an AP champion, as he picked up a cloth armor in this matchup. Well, hook does connect on Evil, and yeah, he didn't call it out. I think this is just going to fizzle out. But thoughts?
I mean, I actually do like the cloth armor here. She does auto attack and she does magic damage, but I would like to see an early ninja tabby coming out of the Ornn, and we see him actually slow pushing this wave in, which is not very good against Gwen with her Q just stacking up and being able to instant kill the backline minions, so we should see Gwen pick up a lot of farm soon.
Well, he could also be looking for the Bramble Vest as well, so fair points, cloth armor not terrible. But it will actually be Young Newt going in for the jungle and Fake. However, Ethernet blocks him into the wall, and Evil's following this up. That's actually going to be a lot of damage going on Young Newt. He might have to blow Flash to get out, but it will be the Lantern coming in. But it will be Kavoni going in and knocking him up. However, Ethernet does get the kill on a Young Newt, and I think DZG are going to be looking for this. They do not have the mid lane here. His Power Ethernet flashes. Hook comes out on the Kavoni, and I think this cow will be served on the menu as steak as he's looking for a way out. Man Rocks picks up the kill, and DZG just did not have the members that they needed down there. And Man getting a kill, and Power Over Ethernet getting a kill, I think that's value added for the side of TSF here, Zetzel.
Yeah, I really liked Nebel actually rotating super quickly after the Jarvan showed, trying to invade Poppy. Another kill goes on to Poppy, which is really nice because then it gets the gold spread out, so Poppy's able to gank more. But it could have been a lot better on Misfortune, getting her more damage.
Certainly, and I think DZG personally just overstayed a little bit. They knew that their mid laner was not in a position to help, and this actually will now be a TSF first straight cloud. So once again, them with a little bit more of that early tempo, and granted, things haven't been going so well in the gank department since Power over Ethernet has had more success than Young Newt. But now we're seeing it come down on the bot lane here as Young Newt does go over. Hook connects on an Evil, and you have to imagine he will fall. He tries to get the damage out. Kobomi will get the trade kill over onto Young Newt, and Evil does fall, but it will be Kobomi walking this one out. Now Power over Ethernet here on the top lane. We are seeing that fight in the top side, and it will be Power over Ethernet now on a killing spree as he does take down Victory Orler.
Yeah, I think that one was just to save the Gwen. If Ornn got that ult off, it would have looked very, very close. I don't think Gwen actually would have survived. It does look like Ornn picked up the Bramble Vest first. I don't think you actually need that in this matchup until like later because Gwen's not going to pick up her Omnivamp until her second item. Normally Gwen picks up the Nashor's Tooth first. Actually, she did pick it up. It's weird, concerning.
Well, we're seeing all sorts of different itemization choices coming over here, but once again, setting up shop in that top side, really helping Octofu get that scaling rolling. But I'm sorry, there is one kill on Kobomi, but 3 kills sitting on Power over Ethernet. Hopefully, we see a little bit of a tempered aggression coming out of this man's Poppy. I know you've seen some stuff happen before. Don't want you getting any Vietnam flashbacks, Zexel.
Yeah, I mean, it's looking good so far. I do say that down bot lane, we've seen a lot out of MP Script, but in top, it just like Octofu's going for the 1v1. He almost completely kills Ornn after he gets back to lane.
Yeah, well, he didn't have another charge of that ultimate, or I think that would have been the kill. Gwen just coming up and doing so much, and having the ult advantage definitely was nice for them. Bomi is trying to step up and just getting absolutely smacked in the face with rockets, just trying to get that cannon moving. But DZG, once again, just kind of chilling and farming under tower as NT Script, his hooks both games have been fantastic with this Thresh.
Yeah, he's been playing this Thresh really, really nicely. I'm confused why they haven't gotten rid of it.
Well, Corky vouched forward. It will be Young Newton who joins over into that fight, but it's just going to be an instant flash coming out of Mobster Penguin. Did not want to play around with it as he's sitting on no mana. Probably just going to shove this wave and then recall. But Young Newt looking for it. He really hasn't found too much for his efforts yet, so.
Yeah, I don't know what Jarvan's been doing this whole time. I would have expected some sort of ganks mid, or even bot lane. I mean, they could even go for a dive. There's a lot of pressure out of the Jinx and Thresh, and they did try to dive one time, but the Alistar got the return kill.
Yeah, certainly. And that that attempt in the bot lane, kind of going that 1-for-1, you take those, in my personal opinions. DZG sitting on a 1k lead. NT Script going out does not hit that hook. I think that's the first one he's missed in his last 4 casts, but we are going to be seeing the Hex Tech Drake coming up here in 2 minutes. And Herald is also on the table as well, so I'd love to see a little bit of objective focus, and maybe, just that fight that we really want to see, as we do head ourselves into a pause, reason unknown at this time. Hopefully we'll be able to get that for you, but what do you think the big breakpoint is going to be here, Zexo?
I think right now we're just gonna keep seeing a lot of fights in this top lane with Poppy repeat ganking this Ornn. Ornn keeps stepping out, misstepping, and just getting caught. He does have Flash and ult up here, but as we see, Poppy's already set up topside. They could look for the Herald, try to get down that tower as quick as possible, and get this Gwen powered up.
Well, we are seeing the reason for the pause. Apparently, the support has an emergency, it looks like, so hopefully we will get that resolved. But ladies and gentlemen, since that could be any sort of amount of time, what we're going to do is we're going to head over to a quick break, and as soon as the action gets back on, we'll bring it back up the stream. So hang tight. We'll bring you some more League action momentarily. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and the emergency, I hope, was resolved as we might be seeing some action here as Jarvan is on the bot side of the map. It was just a quick second to get all this resolved, as, yeah, Jarvan is walking to the bot side of the map as we hit our time machine a little bit here. So yes, XL, how do you feel about a potential dive attempt onto this bot?
I think that they have a super high amount of pressure to try to dive this bot. The Alistar just needs to be locked down and they can just instantly kill the Misfortune. She does have flash, but I don't think that's going to be enough.
And he does not have access to his ultimate, and she's going to have an amazing position to be able to utilize hers. As we are also seeing the Corki maybe navigating down here as well. Maybe a Mia ping coming out from Mobster Penguin as they're looking for. They don't have the wave, actually, as they did not get the push that they wanted, but they're looking for it anyway. A lot of damage going out. 2 comedy power takes down Kabumi, and he just went kaboom as the Alistar is just eviscerated. They didn't hit the full dive. He stepped up to get vision and just got defeated.
Yeah, I think with the Corki missing mid and Poppy on top side, I don't think they have to contest that ward at all. I think that was a bit of a misplay by Kabumi there, but it might actually lose the tower for them. With J4 actually taking all of bot jungle, they have a lot of dragon pressure here too.
Certainly, and this bot side map is just not going to favor DZG. As they might get a little bit of a fight here, but I don't think Octopu's going to pressure more. But even if it's not the tower, that is a lot of plates going over the side of DZG. But it actually will be Power over Ethernet coming out of nowhere. Drop the Herald, drop the Ornn, and now Power over Ethernet sitting 4-0 in this Poppy. I think first tower is going to be on top side. Now NT Script is flashing out, trying to get away as a lot of damage coming out. Now it's going to be Kabumi going forward, but Jarvan is down here. NT Script once again goes gold, buys himself a lot of time. Nebo looking low. Man rocks, gets the kill. NT Script is running for his life as he is getting chased by a very angry cow. And will it be enough? It will, as Kabumi does get the trade kill. You have to think he's going to die. Top lane fight going wild, as I think Octofu is doing everything he can to get a kill on Q Comedy Power. But Kabumi killed over the wall. DZG, a lot of action going on there, but I think ultimately they come out positive just on the huge map scale of things, but that bot lane play definitely not in their favor.
I mean, I'd like to look here at where the gold is actually on TSF. Poppy actually doesn't get the flash knock into the wall. That's unfortunate for them.
Well, Power Ethernet is definitely looking to try to negate that flag and drag here. So I think we're going to have some fighting going on. We see the Ornn coming in. He pops the horn. The Drake stolen by Yabdu. Now Power Ethernet, he's going to be taken down low, but will it be enough? He pops the W, trying to live, but it actually will be NT Script who gets the shutdown. Mobster Penguin trying to get on victory alert, but it will not be enough. Double kill going over for NT Script. Kabumi goes in, picks up the kill onto victory alert. Now he just sitting in this bush trying to do everything he can to live, but it's not going to be enough. Man rocks on a killing spree. Shutdown from Poppy going over to NT Script. TSF, you have to be happy with that one. You got the Drake, you got the shutdowns. So much momentum in their favor there. Zexcel, thoughts?
Yeah, I think that up top lane, they just got to keep playing this weak side and just give over it. As we can see, the Corki is just dominating with 1,000 gold lead. And even in bot lane, Jinx 5-0 with over 1,500 gold over Misfortune. She's probably like, she's just dominating down here. We have all the kills on Jinx. It's unfortunate that Thresh was able to get that one. But it looks like they're actually trying to defend this tower.
The Power over Ethernet forward, his W will fizzle out. It's going to be a flag and drag comes through. SNT Script is going to be the target, but I think he's just going to be able to walk this one out. And DZG try to get a return answer for that bot lane tower falling, but nothing coming into their side as we are now sitting on the Ocean Rift.
Yeah, the gold is like quite comparable in this game, but it's just on the wrong people, I think, for DZG's side.
Octopu just does not have the damage yet to run this Ornn down completely and kill him, but yeah, that's 1.7k going over in favor of the side of, oh no, a little bit of desynchronized efforts as Miniman will be the target. Will he fall? Teleport now being channeled. It will be Kabomi who gets the kill. Young Noob sitting under the tower with Cataclysm has Kabomi in there. Two Comedy Power will get that kill as the second teleport channeled, and that's going to give Octofu a lot of time. I don't know why you start that teleport if your team's already got the win in that play, or at least denied that play, but yeah, definitely an interesting scenario here, Sexel, as DZG I think will actually probably be able to equalize this out a little bit.
Yeah, I think Octofu actually might be able to get the tower before anyone gets there, because it looks like Jarvan is just farming the jungle and only Ornn's going top lane. Yeah, he does secure that tower.
Yeah, Octofu with that E available to take down, he just melts towers and actually once again secures himself gold lead for the team. This man just doing work in this series. He might be in a little bit of trouble here as Script is looking. You have to imagine this man will hit the hook. Octofu does not have access to the CC denial, and that will be Q Comedy Power on killing spree on this Corki.
Yeah, that's another kill going over to that Corki. That's really, really bad for DZG. Corki and Jinx just getting every single kill, all the gold piled onto them. Meanwhile, on the other side, Alistair's gotten a 1k shutdown and a 800 shutdown, I think, so far. In his 4 kills, it's really unfortunate for them. I don't know how they're going to make it back through with all their gold being on their support.
Well, that's going to be an uphill battle for sure, as, you know, there's 8 kills on the side of DZG, you said it. Poppy has 4, and the Alistair has 4. As NT Script hits another hook, Kabumi is just going to get smacked with rockets left and right. This Jinx damage starts are going to be outrageous with how much free damage she's just been able to get. NT Script just, he's the man making it happen for this team, for sure.
Yeah, I see that this is an Ocean Soul, which could be really, really, really good for TSF if they can just confirm that and get the next 2 dragons. But with the inventories on DZG, it actually looks like they're going to try to play for Vision down here with 4 of them holding control wards.
Well, you know, history is the greatest teacher, and we remember what happened last time that TSF got the first 3 Drakes. They just could not seal the deal. And history likes to repeat itself, and if you're a DZG fan, that's what you're hoping for as this series goes on. But the gold allocation is so well laid out here from the side of TSF. It's going to be really hard for DZG to get exactly what they want. Fortunately, Quirky Package is not yet available. 45 seconds on this Drake, as the side of TSF are just walking in here and establishing dominance in the Vision game.
Yeah, I actually don't like what I'm seeing out of the Corki. I think he should have reset probably a little bit earlier. It's going to take quite a while for them to get back in. I think they're going to lose all control over this dragon before it spawns.
Octofu drops the Ignite. He did use all charges of the ultimate, but Power over Ethernet now looking for NT Script, and it will not be enough. Kabomi goes forward, flashes the Corki here, pushes the Corki out. Power over Ethernet did get the kill over there onto NT Script. DZG with a quick pickup, and that feels good before Drake in 12 seconds.
Yeah, like I said, their base times are really, really late. Corki just getting back to lane at 5 seconds till Dragon spawns. I mean, he did just pick up the Ravenous, but they're going for an engage on the Misfortune, which might be caught out here.
Meeble is definitely in danger as Q Comedy Power is on a rampage. Misfortune does fall, and once again, I think all this, you know, silver lining for this 3rd Drake just kind of evaporated as I think this is going to have to go over to Pocket TSF.
Yeah, I think both teams might have made quite a bit of misplays with overstaying there. I would have liked to see DZG look for the pressure and vision around Dragon while they were forcing them to bait, while TSF was getting their bases in.
Also point as they look forward. And the Cataclysm on the Monster Penguin. He's going to take a lot of damage. He's rooted. And will it be enough? He's able to flash out. And I think he might actually be able to survive. A well-placed flash getting him out of that. And that's going to feel good. But Octofu may be a little bit of an Ox situation here. Does he have access to the E? And he does. He might be able to get out as well. That's going to be Ornhorn. No longer available from the side of TSF. And I think he also, yes, he did. He picked up the Herald in that chaos there. So DZG able to temper that aggression. Sitting even still on the gold here, that has to feel very good. And Ornn's still about, what, 3 levels away from any ornaments. DZG might actually have the tools that they need to be able to stop the pressure on this tower. We'll see if that's something they're going to look to do, as, you know, this tower will fall. But Zexel, that was a lot that just happened.
Yeah, I mean, we're seeing a lot of, like, I guess I guess the word is misplays, because we see one person overstay and then the next person overstay and then one of them just walks up and gets caught. Luckily he has flash, but it looks like they're actually going for another fight here in the mid lane.
Oh, and they will take down Man Rocks, who has a lot of the gold available for this team. Unfortunately, no objectives here for DZG to get, other than this mid lane tower. But I think that Q Comedy Power should be able to get in here, clear out this wave. But oh man, just mispositionings from the AD carries all around this game.
Yeah, I think that Jinx was a bit overconfident knowing that her Thresh had the Lantern up, but the Poppy W just completely disconnects that from being able to ever work.
Well, Kabomi looked for something there, but Valkyrie did hit, but it will be another hook coming on power, even that immediate bullet time coming through, as that will be Poppy sending out inches from safety kind of. Now Kabomi looking back in, aggressive. They don't have access to the bullet time. Hook goes wide for Kabomi. I think once again he's going to be cooked up medium rare, as that will be Young Nuke getting on top of Evil. Now maybe just because they split up their damage profile, it's going to be DZG living. Monster Penguin able to get into this midline. Evil picks up NT Script, and then that would also be a kill going over into Mobster Penguin's pocket. Tofu doing absolute work here as he's able to take down Orn in the side lane. DZG, you're absolute madman, but it will be Evil pushing up forward, and he does get shut down, but he does get the return kill over on the Q Comedy Power. Shutdowns all around, as you know, that would just look like a double suicide right there for the mid laner and the AD carry. But oh man, so much going on there. 4 members of TSF just dead, Zexel.
Yeah, that was a total slam from DZG, just taking out everybody one at a time. The Jinx actually not even participating in the fight, just going bottom lane to try to help Ornn out, not even able to catch out the Gwen. Gwen actually placed the Rift Herald. I think she got 2 turrets? Or I know it was at least a second tier turret with that Rift Herald. And
she
killed
did drop
the Ornn.
The first tower and was able to get that, and then he got the kill on Ornn, so yeah, so much pressure generated once again by Octopu in the side lane.
Yeah, and actually that Corki shutdown gold was worth more than the Misfortune in the end, so Misfortune sacrificing there right at the end wasn't actually that bad. It looks like they're just trying to get gold on their carries.
Oh, that love tap does so much unexpected damage. You're like, I'm fine, auto attack Q, you're dead. You're like, what? And I mean, it's not like Corki's tanky, so that definitely does feel good for Misfortune there to get some of that gold back in their pocket. The script looks, but does not connect, and I think even if he does connect, I don't think you're going to get too much, as Ornn doesn't even have a completed item. It's one hell of a garage sale coming out of this man in the top lane.
Yeah, I'm not liking the looks of builds on TFS's side. There's two Bramble Vests, and I don't know what they're trying to anti-heal. Gwen's not going to be team fighting. I mean, you might fight Ornn, but it's not even really that needed. The other armor item could have been so much more. I'm just dying here. It could have been so much more viable against the Gwen in the side lane, and he doesn't even pick up. He doesn't even pick up the Ninja Tabby, which, I mean, yeah, it's only the Misfortune and the Gwen, but what is the Tenacity Boots doing in the side lane?
Well, maybe preventing him from being stunned up for a year, as Power over the Ethernet did put a lot of pressure up there. Dragon spawning in 28 seconds, and you have to think they're going to want to fight for this. That is sole point. Giving over an Ocean to either side is going to be, well, the Ocean soul for either side is going to be damning. But if TSF is able to secure it, that's going to feel so good for them. We are seeing the recall coming in from Comedy Power. I don't think he has package available, but he is going to be looking to maybe teleport back in, as that's going to be a look on an NT Script who does hit the hook on Power over Ethernet. Now Octopu looking forward, does get on Demand Man Rocks, does take the lantern and gets out to safety just barely, as that was bullet time utilized. I lied. Q Comedy Power did have access to the package, but it's going to be a little bit of an awkward situation. Jinx only had to burn heal. That was a great lantern coming in from NT Script. Now hook goes wide, does not connect. Damage coming out on the NT Script. Will it be enough? We see the Chaos Storm drop by Victor. So much going on here. And that was Valkyrie used defensively. They still have access to the Ornhorn. Go ahead.
That was the package. That wasn't just Valkyrie.
Yeah, absolutely. That was their package. So massive engage tool no longer available. Ornn still has access to the ultimate, but it will be Octopu looking forward aggressively. Damage coming out on the Monster Penguin. He's going to be taken low. Once again, Nuke with a steal. Damage coming out now on the front line of TSF. and they will be able to take down Young Nuke. Victory Alert going to be ticking and going down, but now it's going to be Octofu doing everything he can at the front line. He does go gold. Monster Penguin running down into script. He gets a triple kill. This man is doing work. That is a clean triple kill. Monster Penguin looking for more. Does he get on the Q Comedy Power? Drops the gravity field, but he does not get the damage out in time as Q Comedy Power will take down Victor, and that is a lot going over onto the side of DZG, but they did lose the soul.
Yeah, it does look like that team fight was like really close. The Gwen, I feel like could have had such a better flank. Tofu just gets caught out right at the end. That's very unfortunate. I feel like there could have been so much more done there. Just it ends up everybody lives on 1 HP on DZG's side, and TSF just isn't able to make any kills out of it. Although another steal from the Jarvan is really nice for them and able to get the Ocean Soul.
Well, I'm going to fire my maid, and I'm going to go higher Q Comedy Power because this man is just able to clean up so much and get so much back after just a complete massacre in these team fights. The disrespect recall there that he was able to take advantage of, the over-aggression from Mobster Penguin's Victor, he was able to get as well. So he's sitting 7-1, and this Corki is going to be dangerous, especially when he finishes that Ludens. It's going to be absolutely scary here, Sexel.
Yeah, I don't know what this Jinx is thinking about building. I really would have liked to see the Rune in second items, especially with this J4 ult and the Ornn ult, the big team fights, just keeping everybody put together. I would have liked to see the Rune-ins. It just magnifies that Jinx damage, even though we do see a little bit of armor picked up on the Poppy and on the Alistar. I don't think that it's going to matter when you have the true damage coming out of Kraken Slayer on the Jinx.
I agree. And last game she went with the Runon's second item with an even more tankier DZG lineup. They had a Sejuani, they had Trundle, and they also had access to the Nautilus. So I'd argue that the DZG lineup was tankier last game, especially since two of those members had Aftershock, yet she opts to go for the LDR second this game. So it's questionable itemization all around, and thank you for pointing that out, as there's a lot of posturing over on this Nash here, and Octofu just once again with side lane pressure for days. But it will be now something looking out here. It will be Power Ethernet going forward. Immediately flashes out, regretting his life choices. Max the hammer down, sends the Young Duke flying. Now Octofu just smacking on this tower. You have to imagine that he gets it. Turns his sights over to Victory Alert here. But he's sitting very low. Will it be enough? He's got to get some of this healing in. It did not connect with that ultimate. Victory Alert takes him down, but it did get the tower. Hook gets a minion. And now Mobster Penguin here looking aggressively, but I think things are going to fizzle out. Maybe not. Damage coming out. It's Strip maybe looking for something here, as it will be Mobster Penguin getting hooked up by that Cataclysm. Bullet time over the top. Young Nuke getting knocked away with the headbutt. Now he's going to be the target. He will fall. It will be Mobster Penguin who gets it. Now damage coming out will be enough. New Comedy Power goes forward. Nebel, low, man, and Rocks hits the Super Mega Tap Rocket onto Power over Ethernet. Kobomi now going to be the focus. He pops his ultimate, trying to live. Does not have access to the flash, and he gets hooked. He should fall, but he's still running, man. This cow going for his life, but he does eventually get picked up. Man Rocks getting two there. DZG lost a lot in that. They're gonna lose their mid lane tier 2 tower.
Yeah, Q Comedy Power getting out so much damage here in these team fights. It's just absolutely dominating. The Super Mega Death Rocket able to pick off Poppy on the run out. I really am not liking the focus from this Jarvan, but it doesn't seem to matter with how much damage is coming out of the Corki and Jinx here.
He just has to be a distracting factor, and it's working. As the side of TSF is just able to barrel down into the mid lane and pick up the inhib. So that's going to give them a lot of pressure here. They're able to really bide their time as well because they have access to this this Ocean Soul. So TSF, they're in my opinion in a comfortable position, and ornaments are starting to fly out. And I think the first one went over to Man on the Jinx.
Yeah, that is really big buff coming in for Jinx. I mean, once she gets like one more attack speed item, she's going to be outputting a lot of damage. It looks like Victor's going to catch out Jinx and instantly kill her with the ultimate coming out.
Well, that's what they needed. If Jinx isn't there to do any damage, that ornament doesn't matter. She does have the rune hands, but she's looking at a gray screen. DZG now setting their sights on this Nash, and that should fall. Theoretically uncontested, as we do see the teleport being channeled in now from the side of Victory or Learn, but there's nothing to follow up. That's a waste of TP.
Yeah, we see here what we were talking about earlier, the Jinx building the armor pen. The Jarvan also has armor pen, double stacking that So I don't know. I don't know if they talked about this, but it doesn't work. It doesn't stack linearly. It's not gonna like keep on being better. It's just not their day. But I mean, it does look like their team fights are going well, but they are fighting up against this Baron now. So let's see what they can do to defend.
Put Octofu in the top lane now because the next objective in 30 seconds is going to be that Elder Drake, and you're going to want that. Octofu has access to the teleport, so hopefully he's able to come in and make an impact, or maybe he's just able to really barrel down, but that's going to be Corky once again sitting on this package. If he's able to utilize it effectively, unlike last time, it's going to be Young Newt looking forward onto Nebel, but instantly just takes a lot of laser and shotguns to the face, or whatever kind of guns his fortune carries. Blunderbusses, I think? Either way, it's going to be now the side of TSF in the driver's seat, really, for the positioning here for this break, and they're going to be starting it up almost immediately. Quinn's now into their base, and DZG need to figure out how they want to play this here. Excel. The box drop down. Corky going into the back line. A lot of damage. Nebel is in a very bad spot. Tries to get some damage with the bullet time. NT script low. Power Ethernet falls. Gwen's just sitting there taking to the top lane. She does destroy the inhibitor, but it's going to be 3 members of DZG dead. Mobster Penguin, the only one still alive from that skirmish. Gwen is in the base. She's doing work. Victor teleported into the base. DZG is at the back door. They now have the chance to look here. The Nexus is going to be picking. Octofu doing everything that he can back onto this tower. Will it be enough? And DZG with the back door. Great the Elder. You take that Nexus every time. DZG with a 2-0 sweep. Dexel, we love to see it.
I think that that they were just too focused on that Elder Dragon just to make sure that they were able to get all the kills, and Victor just got out of the fight and started teleporting in, and Gwen was already on that Nexus, just ending the game. It's just over. Gwen is just destroying the towers.
I pray to all of the League of Legends gods that that was planned. That, you know, he said, hey, look, guys, Octofu's doing work. I'm just going to leave, try to stall, and he just teleports in. That was beautifully played from DZG. Could have been better. The early games definitely needed a little bit of polishing, but hey, we take those. 2-0, baby. So, hey, any final thoughts that you really want to get in here, Zexel, from this series as a whole?
Why do you need dragons when you can just end the game? Yeah.
Exactly. Elder does nothing if your base is gone. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us as we do see a lovely victory screen for the side of DZG Olympus, and hopefully we will be seeing more of that tomorrow night as we will see DZG Arcadia take to the Rift once again. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining. Catch you here later. And that's it for us tonight.